You have everything you thought you wanted. The job, the relationship, the apartment, maybe even the body. But there's this feeling you can't shake, like you're watching your own life through glass. I'm going to show you why in the next 4 minutes. This isn't just sadness. It's a signal your psyche is sending, one that most people ignore until it's too late. 1. Achievement without meaning. You checked all the boxes, but nobody asked if they were your boxes. Psychologists call this external scaffolding. Building a life based on what you should want, not what actually lights you up. Picture this. You get the promotion. Everyone congratulates you. You smile. You say thank you. And that night, alone, you feel nothing. Your brain knows the difference between real fulfillment and performing success. It stops releasing dopamine for achievements that don't align with your actual values. The fix? Ask yourself, if no one ever knew about this, would I still want it? 2. Emotional flatlining. You're not depressed. You're just not anything. This is called anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure. But it's not a disorder. It's a defense mechanism. Imagine you spent years suppressing emotions to stay productive, to not be too much, to keep the peace. Your nervous system learned to mute everything. Now you can't feel the highs because you trained yourself not to feel the lows. Studies show emotional suppression doesn't make feelings disappear. It compresses them into a gray fog that covers everything. The fix? Let yourself feel one unproductive emotion today, fully, for 5 minutes. 3. The authenticity gap. There's the person you are in your head and the person you perform as every day. The wider that gap, the emptier you feel. Existential psychologists call this self-alienation, the exhaustion of being a stranger to yourself. Here's what it looks like. You're at dinner with friends, laughing at the right moments, nodding, contributing. But there's a part of you watching from the outside thinking, none of these people know me. Your brain craves congruence. When your internal world doesn't match your external presentation, it triggers a constant stress response. The fix? Say one true thing you usually wouldn't, even something small. 4. Grief for the unlived life. You're mourning someone, the version of you that could have been. Therapists call this ambiguous loss, grief without a clear source. Every choice you made closed a door. Every yes was also a no to something else. And part of you is still standing in front of those closed doors. Research shows unexpressed grief doesn't fade. It converts into numbness. You feel empty because you're carrying the weight of all the lives you didn't live. The fix? Write a letter to one version of yourself you left behind, then burn it. 5. The fear of wanting. You're empty because you stopped letting yourself want things. Real things. Irrational things. Things that might disappoint you. This is called defensive detachment, protecting yourself from desire to avoid disappointment. You wanted something once. Maybe you said it out loud. Maybe you tried, and it didn't work out. So you learned to want smaller, safer, more realistic. But suppressing desire doesn't protect you from pain. It only guarantees emptiness. Your brain needs permission to want. The fix? Finish this sentence. If I wasn't afraid of being disappointed, I would want. You feel empty because you built a life that looks good on paper, but doesn't feel good in your body. Because you chose safety over authenticity. Because you optimized yourself into a stranger. Because you stopped wanting things that scared you. The emptiness isn't a flaw, it's information. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick one of these patterns, just one, and you're going to disrupt it this week. Not fix it, not solve it, just disrupt it. Because the life you're living right now, it's not the only option. And deep down, you already know that. If this hit you somewhere uncomfortable, good. It means something in you is still awake. Subscribe if you want more psychology that doesn't let you off the hook. And I'll see you in the next one.